Hey there, welcome back to our brand new video. My name is Musa Jallo, and in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a video by Home Team History, and the video is entitled The Problem with Go Back to Africa. I don't know what they mean by Go Back to Africa in the title of this video. I haven't watched the video, but with no further delay, let's see I go and find out.
Historically, the relationship between America and its Afro-descendant population hasn't been the greatest, to say the least. When Black Americans highlight this reality, they're sometimes met with very dismissive comments, perhaps the most notorious being, "Go back to Africa." This is offensive for various reasons, but in my opinion, there's one principal reason why.
Okay, so this video is like about the perspective from like the African Americans. When people said to them go back to Africa, why it is wrong to say like to African American person like go back to Africa, I'm guessing that's what this video is about.
Let's talk about it. What up, African world? It's Home Team here, and welcome back to another video of African history, culture, and worldview. To begin, this video is not designed to be a complaint or grievance of American society. Moreover, the purpose is not an attempt to convince any particular group of people. The video is simply setting the record straight, if you will, concerning Black America's contributions, highlighting an often neglected perspective of critical American historical facts, especially in light of the recent celebration of Memorial Day, the upcoming celebration of Juneteenth, and the 4th of July. Admittedly, I haven't heard anyone as of late say, "Go back to Africa." However, throughout my earlier years, it seemed more of a common theme. Even as a child, I thought it was the most ridiculous thing anyone could say.
That is like even so ridiculous to me. Actually, I'm not a Black American, by the way, so like even like looking from the outside in, if somebody say like go back to Africa, I feel like it make no sense. Like it is so like ridiculous to say to like an African American person, because like I feel like the African Americans in the U.S. they have been there like longer time than most of the other groups. So like if you tell them like go back to Africa, then like everybody should go back where they came from, and like leave the United States to like the Native American or like the I don't know how to say like the people who was there before everybody came in.
The assumption of genuine dialogue. The question I had was, why would Black Americans go back to Africa when so much was contributed and so much was built on American soil by said group? I think Dr. Claude Anderson puts it best. Ironically, no other racial or ethnic group in America has demonstrated the long-term patriotism of Blacks. Blacks are the only non-white people to have fought in defense of America in every military conflict since the country's beginning. Blacks have fought in armed conflicts against the mother countries of most of the ethnic immigrants now in America. An official website by the US government echoes Dr. Claude Anderson's sentiments. Black service members have fought in every single American conflict. The US Army History Office estimates around 5,000 warriors in the American Revolution were Black. These men served in the artillery, the infantry, as laborers, and even musicians. Perhaps the most important war America has ever fought was the one for its very existence, the American Revolutionary War. Though Black men's participation was both voluntary and involuntary, their motivation was centered around the same advertised American values, freedom and liberty.
It is like really so sad to see like Black Americans that are like being told to like go back to Africa, and then like if you look back at their contribution to like make to the American society, I feel like they are as valuable as anybody else in the American society, So it's like it really like it's really so weird they are being treated this way, like telling people to go back to Africa, I'm not saying like Africa is bad, like even me that I live in Europe as an African, nobody have to come to my face and tell me like, oh, you have to go back to Africa, like I don't know. Nobody have told me that personally, but I've like heard people saying that to other people before, or I've like seen other people, or other people have told me like, wow, I was told to like go back to my country, or if you don't like how things are, yeah, you should go back to your country, But in that case, even like an African who came to Europe is like still hurtful, But imagine like a Black American who have been living in the US for like more than 4 or 5 centuries, and then like people are telling you to like go back to Africa, go back to where you came from, It's like it is really so weird, man. I don't know what to say, but it is really so weird.
American Revolution has been heralded throughout US history as a momentous event, an era when oppressed colonists freed themselves from the bonds of England's tyranny and gained their independence once and for all. For people of African descent, however, the response to American independence was always more complex. For them, it was an era in which the contradiction and hypocrisy of slavery was exposed, but in the end, slavery still emerged victorious throughout most of the nation.
Because like, yeah, that is like so crazy to think about, because like all the time, like America, right, they literally fought like an independence war, because they wanted freedom, but I don't know what kind of an excuse they gave themselves to like make it feel like, oh, it was okay to like fight for our freedom, but also we have to like enslave other people, so like, why must you fight to be free, but other people you like still like, okay, your freedom doesn't really matter, it's crazy, bro.
Even so, African American men fought valiantly in the war in hopes that their loyalty would earn them freedom and equality. Even if we ignore the fact that the enslavement of African peoples boosted the speed in which America became a powerhouse, Black American men in particular contributed to the very founding of America. I'm reminded of two Black Americans in the Revolutionary War, Prince Whipple and the American hero Salem Poor. Documented for the world to see, Prince Whipple may have been illustrated here for the world to see. Ironically, George Washington decreed that Black men could not participate in the Revolutionary War. However, in practice, the rule was relaxed. Despite his directive, Washington conveniently ignored the color of his warriors. The general had issued the first directive on November 11, 1775, and here on Christmas night of 1776, Prince Whipple was crossing the Delaware with his chief. In pursuit of liberty and freedom, Black Americans fought with the British as well. At the very least, this accounts for the varying levels of agency afforded to Black men during this time. One of the most noteworthy American heroes of the Revolutionary War was a Black American named Salem Poor. Salem Poor was one of the Minutemen at the famous Battle of Bunker Hill in Massachusetts. Salem Poor fought so bravely that 14 officers petitioned the Massachusetts General Court to recognize Poor for his bravery in the battle. They declared on December 5, 1775, that while under fire, Salem Poor behaved like an experienced officer as well as an excellent soldier.
Man, this is like crazy though. It is like so crazy though. So imagine you like imagine like you work hard, you like achieve things, but then you don't get no recognition because of the color of your skin. Like this history is really so crazy, But like I don't know, like I'm really happy to see, like I know things are not perfect today, but still I'm still happy to see like there are changes being made today, things are getting better, Either ways, like I know things are not like where it should be, but still I'm happy like things are getting better for like the African Americans or like for the Black Americans, that is like really so important,
In the person of this said Negro enters a brave and gallant soldier. According to the Encyclopedia of African American History, of the roughly 4,000 American patriots present at Bunker Hill, no one else, white or black, received this honor. In 1820, Representative Charles Pinckney of South Carolina gave a great distillation regarding the contributions of Black American men to the founding of America. His words single-handedly delegitimized the Go Back to Africa narrative. They were then, as they still are, as valuable a part of our population to the Union as any other equal number of inhabitants. They were in numerous instances pioneers in all the labors of our armies. To their hands were owing the erection of the greatest part of the fortifications raised for the protection of our country, some of which, particularly Fort Moultrie, gave at the early period of the inexperienced and untried valor of our citizens immortality to American arms, and in the northern states numerous bodies of them were enrolled into and fought by the sides of the whites, the battles of the Revolution. Black Americans are intrinsically tied to American soil and were most certainly one of the critical pieces in America's founding. Even though this is not the only contribution Black Americans made to the country, it's certainly one of the most important. The Go Back to Africa narrative is simply unsustainable if we are to advance proper historical perspectives.
That it is like really so powerful, like I didn't expect this video to go this way, but it is like really so powerful, like what I'm really liking about this video is like the impact like the black or the African Americans had on like the independence of the United States. I didn't know much about that, but it's like really so powerful, man. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoy. If you do, remember to like it, comment down below. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.